Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, we made it. We made it by the grace of God. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Fired Up Friday. Praise God. It is Friday, and we are truly grateful. We are truly grateful to the Lord. You know, we have been complaining about all the rain that we have been getting. And now the heat is beginning to be on. And so now people wants to complain about, oh, it's so hot. You know, I ran my air conditioner all night long, But so that just goes to show you that we're never satisfied with what God is doing. You know, whether he give us rain, we're not satisfied with that. You know, there's issue, there's problem with rain. If he blesses us with rain. And then we start getting hot and the heat start coming on. And we feel like we need to either get up and get out early in the morning or wait till later on in the evening because now it's too hot. And so people have always complained. They have always complained about the weather. They've always complained about this, that, and the other. People are never satisfied. Never satisfied. They're always complaining. And what we need to be doing is saying that we are grateful. We are grateful. A lot of times it's the choices that we make during the process. It's the choices that we are making during the process. And then we're going through because of the process that we're making. Okay. Welcome to Lisa Live Ministry. This might be a two series, and that means that after I get through doing one, I'm gonna log off, and then I'll probably come back on, or sometime today come back on and do another series, because today I've got to talk about two things, and I'm telling you, one of them is put my specs on. One of them is talking about bully. Bully. The word bully. And then I'm going to have to come back and talk about the steps of a good man. Okay? So I'm going to get into bullying first. I'm going to talk about bullying first. And you might say, and if I have not said it, welcome to Lisa Live Ministry. You might say, well, Lisa, why you want to talk about bullying? And when we think about bullying, we think about the children being bullied in school. You know, we think about that. We think about the children that's being bullied in the neighborhoods. We think about that. We think about even children can be bullied at the playgrounds. It's just different ways that a child can be bullied. And also, we think about even in the family, children be bullied even in the families. So when you think about bullying, you can go numerous ways with the word bullying. But we never think, and don't get me wrong, it is wrong for anybody to bully a child. You know, children shouldn't be bullied. I remember when my children was coming up. I remember when my kids were small. So I got good memories, and I thank God for that, and I never forget anything. And all three of my children was bullied. All three of them was bullied. And they was bullied. I can remember my oldest son, Ty. You might hear me talk about Ty a lot because of the fact that he's my oldest son, but he's not my only son. He's not my only son. I got two sons, okay? And I thank God for both of them. But all three of my children was bullied once upon a time. And I remember when I stayed at a location, I'm not going to be calling the name, but I stayed at this location. And when I stayed at this location, he was riding a school bus. And he was riding the bus, and I used to, I always had worked. I've always had to work, and so I was working. And don't get me wrong, I thank God for the work experience that I've had over the years, because I've always been a survivor. I've always been an independent person, and I'm a go-getter. I can get out there and make it happen. Okay, so with a husband or without a husband, I know how to survive, and I thank God for that, because it has helped me out over the years. But he was going to school, and it seemed like that's where it started. It started in school, because you're around a whole lot of other people in school. And so he was going to school. And one day, my mom, like I said, my kids never did have to go to a daycare, because my mom, I always kept my children. She always was available, and she was ready and able to keep them. And I thank God for the beautiful, gorgeous mother that I had on the inside as well as on the outside. And she loved her grandchildren. She loved them. And so that's why I know now, wherever they're at, her spirit is there. So you better be careful. You better be careful. So she loved her grandchildren. And this particular day, and evidently he must have been bullied for a while, but he wasn't saying anything. See, people can be bullied, but they'll be bullied in silence, and they won't say nothing. And so he didn't say nothing, but she noticed that he ran home. When he got off the bus, he ran home. And when he ran home, she said he was out of breath. And so she called me because I was at work. And she explained to me and told me what was going on. So we found out that he had been bullied at school. This particular boy was taking his money, was taking his milk, was taking his food, was just taking stuff from him. Was taking things from him, see, and he didn't know how to deal with it. Matter of fact, he had never experienced nothing like this before, and so he didn't know how to deal with it, and he didn't know how to come to me and tell me or his grandmother about it, see, and he didn't have a male in the home that he could talk to. He didn't have that, so he didn't know how to deal with it. I can remember another occasion where my other two children was going to school. And it seemed like bullying it can start in elementary school, but it seemed like to me it's kind of bad in middle school. And but you can get bullied in any school, elementary, middle, high, whatever. And my daughter had a girl that was picking on her, started out being friends with her, and then all of a sudden she started disliking and started wanting to bully her, you know. And my middle son, he had the same problem where a boy wanted to bully him. But see, my middle son was always the one that, you know, he didn't care. He was going to stand up. He was going to stand up. He's got some courageous in him. He's going to stand up, you know. And so he was her protector in middle school. You know, he was her protector because the older son was much older than them. But bullying has always been around. I can remember the time when I was in elementary school and I was riding the school bus and I got bullied. You know, would come and sit in my seat, was not bothering anybody, but I had this one particular girl always looking at me. I always had something to say about me. And she was a bully. You know, she even said one time that I broke her fingernail by her passing by me or whatever, and then she said I broke her nail. Just the small little petty stuff, you know. But and I didn't break her nail, you know. I didn't even touch her. But people would lie on you, they would take from you, and they would do different things to degrade you. They would say or do different things to intimidate you. You know, it's just a lot of things that people do to try to bully you, to try to stop you from getting what you need to get, or try to stop you and control you that way and take from you. See, and they are bullies. People, but we look at bullying and we say, well, children get bullied, but we never look at the fact that grown people get bullied. We never look at the fact that you got a lot of grown people that's getting bullied. Right today, you got grown people that are being bullied, but they're being bullied in silence. They're being bullied in silence. Their money is getting taken from them. Their integrity is getting taken from them. People are saying things to them to lower their self-esteem. And they're saying it to them. And they're riding with it every single day. Day in and day out. And they never thought that these people would do this to them. Because they never saw this coming on. They never saw it coming on. This is another attack of the enemy. Bully is an attack from the enemy. But I was listening to someone, and they were saying about the battle. We're on the battlefield. You know, we used to sing a song about we're on the battlefield for the Lord. Your battlefield for the Lord would never stop. It would always be. You would always be on the battlefield for the Lord, because it's always going to be somebody that's going to try to bully you. People are bullying. People are bullying people on their jobs, you know, and they're either co-workers or they're supervisors or they're managers, but they're bullying people on their jobs. You know, people are bullying people, you know, and they'll call their bluff. They'll bully you so far, and then they'll call your bluff like they said, I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't do it. You know, bullying has always been, and bullying is an evil tactic from the devil. It's from the devil. Even you can get married to somebody that you didn't see that they was a sheep in wolf's clothing when you first got married to them, because they covered that up. People know how to cover things up. But as you stay with them, as you be up on the same roof with them and you stay with them, people start changing. That we'll say, well, they done changed. But the truth of the matter is, they hadn't changed. They just was a sheep in wolf's clothing. See, now it's coming out. Now you're seeing them for what they really are. So you're seeing it. You're seeing it for what it really is now. And so now they're got you, they're bullying you. And so now you don't know how to deal with it because you're being bullied. And bully can come from a man or a woman. A man or a woman can bully. They'll bully their spouses. They'll bully their children. They'll bully their grandchildren. Good morning, love. Good morning, sweetheart. They'll bully you on your job. They're nothing but bullies. See, it used to be Queen Alexis. We would thought that the children was being bullied. But now it's no more the children being bullied. Grown people are being bullied now. Grown people are being bullied. And they're not doing anything. All they're doing is living the way they know to live, or order to live from the Lord. Don't you know that when you living for the Lord, that is a commandment from God, that he wants you to live for the Lord? But some kind of way, we get entanglement with these people some kind of way. And they're on assignment from the devil. People that bully people are on assignment from Satan. They're Satan worshipers. And they're on assignment from Satan to take you down. See, but the devil isn't a dignified lie. He's a liar. He's a liar. You got to find a way to be courageous. You got to find a way to triumph over the bullies. You got to find a way to let them know that I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up. And now that I see the sheep in wolf's clothing, now I see you for who you really are. God's going to show you them. He's going to show you them. Some of us are sleeping with bullies. We're sleeping with the enemy. A bully is the enemy. I'm going to put that on out there. They're enemies. And some of us are sleeping with the enemy. Some of us are married to the enemy. I hate to say it, y'all, but I've got to say it because it's true. Some of us are engaged to an enemy. See, and in the beginning, you didn't see this. You didn't see this because they showed you what they wanted to show you. Even when you go to work, you try to make an honest living. And you go to work and you do your work thoroughly. You do your work professionally. You do your work good. You do your work better than some of the other co-workers that's sitting there lollygag and ain't doing nothing. And people are very pleased. God is pleased with you. People are pleased. See. But they want to bully you. Here come a bully. Trying to shut you down. See. Trying to talk you down. Trying to frustrate you. Trying to aggravate you. Trying to zip the life out of you, the breath out of you. See. God has given you a brilliant mind. You have a lot of integrity about yourself. Inside and outside. And you want it to come from the inside to the outside. But sooner or later, somewhere you got to bully. You know, when I first started doing Lisa Live Ministry, and God had given me the ministry, God allowed me to, God eyes is my eyes. And he allows me to see things. You remember, I used to love to watch this show, and it was called The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. Well, the $6 Million Man, he had his eyes. He could and he could see things. See, well, God it gives us eyes with the discernment of spirit, so we can see things. And the Lord started allowing me to see things. He started allowing me to see things in the spiritual realm, in a spiritual way. And he started allowing me to see that his word was not coming out forward like it needs to be, like it should be to help his people. And so God fixed it for me. He started showing me things on Facebook, so much of negativity that was popping up on Facebook here and there and everywhere. Not for me to talk about or bash nobody about it, because you can't tell nobody how to run their own personal Facebook page. But to make my page godly and positive in the eyesight of the Lord. He wanted me to start, to begin to start doing the ministry on Facebook. And that's when he gave me the ministry and the name Lisa Live Ministry, to talk about his word to people. Because he let me know that, Lisa, you got all kinds of people out here. You got all kinds of people. And they're not hearing the word. Some of them are able to go to church, and some of them are not able to go to church. But the word still needs to go forward. You got older people. You got younger people. You've got little people. See, you've got children. You got in-between people. And everybody's not on the same level. So he say that he wanted me to break it down as much as that he allowed me to break it down. So everybody can get a glimpse of what he's telling me to say. So he kept on putting in my spirit man this morning, bully. Bully. People are being bullied. And they're tired of it. They don't deserve to be bullied. See, you got people that will tell you, you better not say this, or you better not do this. You got people that, and you just listen to people's conversations when they're talking to you. You'll be amazed at what you hear. If you had a fly on the wall to everybody's location, whether in the house or office or wherever they are, if you could be a fly on the wall, you'll hear a whole lot of stuff. You will hear a whole lot of things. And you will be amazed of the people that's being bullied. And God is not pleased with that. See, and a lot of people are being quiet about it. They're being silent about it. See, and they're sitting still about it because they don't know what to do about it. Have you ever known a man to be bullied? See, when we look at the word bully, we think about children and women. But there's a lot of men out here being bullied. There's a lot of good men out here that's being bullied. And they don't know what to do about it. But they're being bullied, though. You're saying all kinds of things to them to try to break them down. See, and that's an attack of the enemy that will say different things to try to break people down. So you got husbands being bullied. You got boyfriends being bullied. You got people, you got men. They're being bullied. They're being bullied by their wives. They're being bullied by their families. They're being bullied by their friends. They're being bullied, y'all. Then you got women that's being bullied by their husbands. And the same thing by family, by friends, by co-workers. You got people that's being bullied by people. See, bully is an attack from the enemy. It's an attack of the enemy, from the enemy, to keep you down. And what the bully want to do, let me tell you about Satan. Satan comes in to steal, kill, and destroy. That is his mission. That has always been his mission since day one. Steal, kill, and destroy. So Satan comes in to steal. Steal means take from you. That's what stealing means. I'm going to take this from you. Well, a bully, that's what he does. He comes in to take from you. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Come on, stay with me now. He comes in to take away from you. It's like subtraction. I'm going to take this from you. I don't deserve it. I didn't work for it. I wasn't there when it happened. But I'm going to wiggle my way in like a snake, and I'm going to take from you. So he comes in to take, and he can take a lot of things from you. He can take your appearance if you don't watch it. He can take your peace of mind from you. He can take your integrity from you. See, there's a lot. He can take your confidence from you. He would take, because he's a bully. The devil is a bully. So he comes in to take from you. He comes in to take. So he comes to take things from you. That's a bully. to keep you from resting at night. That's a takeaway. To keep you from resting out through the day. That's a takeaway. To keep your mind not to be at ease and not to be at peace, but to be all frustrated, all stressed out. That's a takeaway. So the bully comes to take away from you, taking your money from you, taking your car from you or your house from you. I mean, it's also materialistic stuff that he takes. A bully comes to take away your spouse from you. Have y'all ever known that when people leave another person for another person, that's a bully? They done came in some kind of way and took that spouse from you? Don't get me wrong now. He had a choice that he made and he decided to go on with her, but it still was a bully. Still was a bully. Still is the act of the enemy. Still is Satan. That's what I'm saying. Still the devil. Same thing with a woman. Same thing. She will leave her husband and go on with some other woman or some other man. Bully. See, because if it gets up here, remember that. Whatever gets in your mind, gets in your heart, gets in your mind, that's what you're going to do. So you got a lot of bullies out here. Bullies will even say different things to you. Talk down on you. Oh, you just a mama's boy. Bully. That's a bully. Because how can you be a mama's boy when you not even staying at home with your mama? Just because you love your mama, just because you respect your mama, just because you want to treat your mama right, just because you know your mama done been there for you, and just because you a good man and your steps is ordered by the Lord, they gonna come in with their devilish coward self and call you a mama's boy. A bully. That's a bully. A lot of times bullies have never had that. They never had a good mama. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. They never had that. So they can't stand and see you with that. So they try to zap and say different things to you to make you feel bad. And a lot of times we sit there. We sit there up under that bully and listen to what the bully is saying. And the bully ain't nothing but a coward. The bully's not courageous. The bully don't have no courage. So the bully say you a mama's boy. You're not a mama's boy when you got a house, when you put your family in a house. You're not a mama's boy when you go out there and you done worked and laid out the red carpet. You're not a mama's boy when you don't ask nobody or beg nobody for nothing. Everything you done got, you done sweated from the brow to get it. But they will sit there and let the devil use you and call you a mama's boy. That's a bully. That's a bully. Yeah, I'ma say it. That's a bully. It's the truth. I told you I speak the truth on Lisa Live. That's a bully. Or a bully would say, oh, you just a daddy's girl. You just a daddy's girl. But you ain't staying at home with your daddy. Even though your daddy love you, your daddy's supposed to be your first love. He's supposed to be your first love. That means he ain't the first love. I ain't saying manipulating you or going to bed with you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying he's the first love to show you how man is supposed to love you. That's what a daddy do. That's like a mama. A mama tries to teach her children how they're supposed to be treated and how they're supposed to be loved. But that's all. You just a daddy's girl. But good, you had a good daddy to show you how you're supposed to be treated, how you're supposed to be carried, how you're supposed to conduct yourself, how you're supposed to act. But you got to watch these bullies because these bullies are devils. They're devil worshipers. Because a person that's not a bully, a godly woman or man is not going to say these things to you. They're not going to criticize you like that. They're not going to talk down on you like that. After all in what you have done or what you're doing. But they want to keep you in silence. A bully will isolate you. A bully will. They will isolate you. Isolation means they don't want nobody around. Have anybody ever known anybody that's been isolated? I have. Isolation is never good. It's never good for your mind. It's never good for your body, and it's never good for your spirit. Isolation. You don't let nobody isolate you. That's a bully. They don't never want nobody to come around. That's a bully. See? And what it is that a bully isolates you because they're intimidated. See? They're either intimidated by you or they're intimidated by what's around you. Watch it, baby. Watch it. See, you can't get over on Lisa. You got to get up early in the morning to get over on me. You got to go to bed early at night to get over on me, and you're still not going to because I'm connected with God. So, bullies is everywhere. They're everywhere. Bullies never want you to get what you deserve. They takes away from you. And a lot of times, the reason why a bully takes away from you because it's something in them is empty. It's something in them that is empty. They have a mental unbalance. They have a mental unbalance. It's something in them. They got empty voids. And it's something in them that they missed out on. That they wanted and they yearned for, but they didn't get it. And a lot of times, that's why I say you got to be careful about people. You don't know all their life history. You didn't know them when they was growing up. You didn't know what they went through. And this is not to knock nobody. This is not to bash nobody. I want to put that on out there. But it's to tell the truth about things. Because a lot of times when we don't talk about stuff, this stuff is study going on. And there's a lot of people don't know how to handle it. Have you ever thought about that? That people in this world is going through a lot, but they just don't know how to handle it. Have you ever thought about they don't have nobody to talk to them? They don't have no mentors. They don't have a lot of father figures in their lives. That's why Father's Day is coming up, and I got a lot to talk about. They didn't have that. And if the truth be known, a lot of the father figures of fathers that was in their lives, they might have been bullied too. Or they might have didn't have no mentors. No male mentors to tell them. But the thing of it is that people come in your life to bully you. They come in your life to take you off focus. They come in your life to take you off balance. They come in your life to steal from you. They come in the life, and if you don't be careful, they'll kill you. I'm talking about a bully. They'll spiritually drain you. They'll spiritually zap you. They'll spiritually take everything away from you. They'll even bully their own little children. A bully will. A bully will bully their own children because they act like they don't know no better. See, it's something when you sign a contract with the devil. I told y'all about signing contracts with Satan. And when you put your signature on the dotted line with Satan, and you let Satan overpower you and over control you, he's going to overwork you. And so you got a lot of bullies out here. And that's they big old bullies is all they is. But they cowards though. They're a bully, but they're a coward. And it's time for us to learn how to stand up to the bullies. It's time for us to say, no, you're not going to keep on bullying me. I didn't get with you for you to bully me. I didn't get with you to criticize me. I didn't get with you to talk down on me. I didn't get with you to bring me down. I didn't get with you to zap the life out of me. I didn't get with you for all that. And if you can't treat me the way that I treat you, then this is over. This is over. Because you're not going to take my life away. I'm going to live. And I'm going to live a prosperous, good life. And that's why we got to be careful. I have had family members in my own family that was bullied. Ask me if they're here today. No. They died too soon. I feel like they died too soon. You know why? Because when a person is weighing on you all the time, day in and day out, they just weighing on you day in and day out. And see, it's always the good people that they bully. It's always the good people. The good people that's trying to do right. The good people that's trying to live right. The good people that truly love the Lord. They're the ones that are being bullied. And they'll wear on you. Day in and day out, they'll just ride you. They'll ride you like a witch that's riding a witch, a broom. And they'll ride you, y'all. And when you know anything, you done got depressed. You already stressed. You already frustrated. You don't think about yourself no more. You won't fix yourself up no more. Then you find yourself sleeping until you know anything. Your health will start failing. And when you know anything, you done slept yourself away. And you done died out. And they still here. Bully. That's why I don't like bullies. I don't care for people that bully other people. And I don't care for bullies. See, because of the bullies is nothing but the devil. So when you hear the word bully, don't always think about the children. Now, I'm not saying don't think about the children. Because you got a lot of children that is being bullied out here. And you got a lot of roughnecks children. And you got some children that, they rough. And they small little kids. They 2 and 3 years old, but they some roughnecks. Because they seeing stuff. It's the environment that people be brought up in. And it's nothing that you can do about their environment. They got to want better for themselves. But they got that star-sticked attitude. They can come up with all kinds of dried up excuses. Dried up lies. To not to do better. To not to get better. And you cannot help a bully. You done tried to help them. You see it's not working. So you got to push back from that and let them help themselves. And if they don't help themselves, that's on them. Don't let them bring you down. Because what we got to understand is, there's always somebody out here that's going to see the value in you. There's always somebody out here that's going to see the brightness in you. There's always somebody out here that's going to see the brilliant mind that you have. You brilliant. You are brilliant. You are wonderfully made in the Lord. And God don't make no junk. So you don't sit. Look in the mirror at your own self. Michael Jackson say, be the man in the mirror. Well, you be the man or the woman in the mirror. Look at yourself. Look at how God has created you. And it ain't like you being stuck on yourself, but look at yourself. Look at what all that you done been able to prosper and bring to the table. Look at how God has allowed you to do different things. You didn't do it on your own. It took God to help you to do it. But you've done it. And you can do so much more if you take that detachment that's trying to bring you down, kick it to the side, and you keep on moving forward. Because I guarantee you, one day, sooner or later, when God say, now it's your season, somebody going to look at you. Somebody going to help elevate you. Somebody was going to talk some positive talk in your life. Somebody's going to restore you. And somebody going to truly, genuinely love you the way God say love. But you will never get that with a bully. You can never have that with a bully. And I don't care if it's a bully, a friend. Because see, a friend, if she's bullying you, she's not your friend. A spouse, if they're bullying you, then that's not the spouse for you. That's not your soulmate. I don't care who it is. It can be your dad or your mama, your sister, your brother. A dad will, you got some daddies bully their children. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That speaks how little you is to bully your own children. You got mamas that bullies their daughters. You ought to be ashamed. Don't want her to look up. Don't want her to be beautiful. See, you want to bring her down because what she got you didn't have. Well, that's not on her. That's on you, bully. So you got a lot of bullies out here. You got people don't want to see you being great. So they small, and they want you to be small. The devil's a lie. The devil is a lie. So what am I saying today? I'm saying don't you let nobody bully you. I'm saying don't you be scared of the bully. Get away from the bully. Because if you got to feel the bully, it's time to let the bully go. It's time to get away from the bully. It's time to tell that bully to get out. Get out. Because see, I'm gonna tell you about me. I will tell you to get out in a minute. I done told a minute of them to get out, to get away from me. And if they didn't get out from me, I got away from them. Because I will not be bullied. I will not. I've saw too much of it. And it's abuse, y'all. When you're being bullied, you're being abused mentally. It's a mental thing. And it's also an emotional thing. And it's an emotional drain when you're being bullied. Nobody should have that much of control over you anyway. Nobody but God. God is the only somebody that should have that much of control over you. And he's not going to bully you because he's a good thing. God is a good thing. So anything that's attached to you, want to control you, want to isolate you, want to take away from you, you ain't getting no rest. You're not eating good. You're not sleeping good. You won't take it. And I'm going to tell you something. We've got to learn how to love ourselves. When you first, it's like this. When you first, before you met A, B, or C, you was free. You was doing your own thing. You kept your appearance up. You kept yourself up. You smelled good. You look good on the outside as inside. You had peace of mind. You could write poetry. You could, whatever you wanted to do, you could do it. But then you got attached. You got attached. The devil brought something to attach to you like a stench. And then you thought that it was the right person. But it's not. It was nothing but a bully. And then they want to take away from you. And I'm saying, y'all, that's in marriages, that's in relationships, that's in workshop, that's just, it's everywhere. It ain't just one place. So I don't want nobody to just read off into it. It's everywhere. But I'm saying people will bully you to keep from you getting what God has for you, has already ordained for you. Get away from people that's bullying you. That's what I'm saying. Get away from the bullies. Stand up and tell them no. You ain't got to argue with them and don't fight with them. Just say no. Just say no and leave it alone, and then you go on and get your mind right. I don't care if you have to go in the park somewhere and get to yourself and just think, pray, and cry to God and ask God to show you the way, and he will. Trust me, he will. Whatever you got to do, but you get away from the bullies. Let them fall on their own. Just get away from them. And I know sometimes we love people. Have you ever truly been in love? I have, once upon a time. I have truly been in love. But that person that I was in love with didn't care nothing about me. And so you can't love people that don't love you like that. I mean, you love them with that agape love. But you don't love them enough to let them take away from you and destroy you. Destroy you. A bully will destroy you if you don't watch yourself. I'm talking about a bully. And it's all because they never had. And so since they never had, and they always, they believe in, or they was raised up to take away, or to manipulate, or to destroy, or to deceive, or to lie, or to cheat. You know what I'm saying? That's how they have gotten by. That's how they have lived their lives. But people of God don't have to live their lives like that. And they had parents, grandparents, or a parent, or somebody, a mentor, somebody that helped them to know the difference. And so since they never had, they want to destroy you. They wanted to take away from you. And they don't care what they destroy to get what they want. They're bullies. But a bully is never satisfied. A bully is never satisfied. Because a bully is nothing but a devil. I'm telling y'all, they are a devil. All the time, you got a big bully. A big old nasty bully. Because that's what they are. And they bully you for no reason. For no reason. Just because they think they can do it. And a bully is very immature. A bully is very, very, very immature. They never grew up. So they're grown people, but they got a little child's mind. Ooh, yes, I said it. They are grown people. They're a grown body, but they got a little child mind. They're bullies. They're supervisors. They're managers. They hold positions, but they are bullies though. They grown. They might know how to do some of the work or maybe all the work, but they still bullies because they want to bully you. And they got potential, but they still a bully though. They won't use what God has given them to help them, to bring them up to strive. But they're so intimidated by you. Do you know anybody like that? They're so intimidated by you. They might got everything on the walls, and you might not even have what they have, but they yet and still they're intimidated by you. They are bullies. They are big old coward bullies is what they are. And y'all done heard this right here on Lisa Live Ministry, because I get phone calls. I get people calling me and talking to me about different things because they know that I'm a realist. They know that I'm going to come from this word of God and I'm going to tell them what thus saith the Lord. That's why I know I can never shut Lisa Live down, because I've got people that's coming to me now because they trust in God. And they know that I'm going to tell them what thus saith the Lord. And sometimes you got to get to the point where God has to let you go through things to experience things so you can be able to help and tell somebody else something. I have been bullied. And it started in my younger years when I was a child. But even since I've been grown, recently, I have been bullied. Just recently. And they wanted me to cower down. And they called my bluff. But when they called my bluff, I stood up like a bull. I stood up like that stallion with courageous and courage and integrity. And I told them, I said, okay, that's okay. I'm going to let you know this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you know this is what I'm going to do. Because people are tired of being bullied. I didn't come back and tell nobody about what I did, what I had to do. I just did what I needed to do because God had equipped me already. And that's what the devil wants us to do. He wants God's children to cower down. He wants God's children to get up on the table and hide. He wants God's children to run somewhere and go play hide and go seek. While they keep on tormenting and harassing and being like on the football tackling God's people, God say no. It's time to shut the bullets down. You've been quiet too long. So it's time to shut the bullets down. You let the bullets know I got a mind up here. You let the bullets know that I know what to do to get rid of you. Or I know what to do to make you leave me alone. And I'm not talking about hurting nobody, because we don't do evil for evil. But we do it like thus saith the Lord say do it. I'm going to make it plain, because I don't want nobody saying, look what she said. No, that's a lie. Don't play with me. We do it the way God say do it. But people are tired of being bullied. Just because I was an only child, coming up, I didn't have sisters and brothers. People tried to bully me. They tried to take from me. And a lot of times, things was taken from me. But I'm saying no. No more. No more will you take my integrity. No more would you take my value. No more will you take my brilliant mind that God has given me. No more will you take my vision. No more will you take my appearance. No more will you take nothing from me. My money, my finances, whatever God told me that was mine, no more will you take it. I'm shutting you down. And that's what you got to say. You got to let the enemy know that he's not going to take, you're not going to accept it anymore, and you're not going to take it no more. So, this is for all of the people that has been bullied. And they can go for a male or a female. It does not matter. A woman or a man or a woman. It does not matter. It's not all children. And you ought to be ashamed if you touch one of God's precious children. And just people say, well, they look at the little kids, but they never look at the grown kids being bullied. Have you ever noticed that? They look at the little kids. And they say, well, they ought to be able to defend for themselves. But you don't know what people are facing. We've been in a pandemic for a minute now. We still in it. Don't let the good looks fool you. We're still in this pandemic. And people are being shut in, closed in. And you don't know they're being harassed. They've been talked down on or talked about any kind of way. From these big old bullies. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself to be so little-minded. To want to sit back and bully anybody. So today's message was about bullying. And Lisa Live Minister will be back on a little later on today. Sometime today. I got to make some phone calls. Don't let nobody bully you. Don't let nobody intimidate you. Don't let nobody harass you. Don't let nobody take away from you what they didn't give you. They didn't give you life. So don't let nobody take your life away from you. And bully, when somebody's bullying you, that is not love. So don't mix bully and love up. Oh, they just playing. Oh, they just saying something. Oh, they don't mean that. The devil is a lie. Bully is not love. And if they didn't mean it, they wouldn't say it. And especially if a person says something to you more than one time, you watch that. So I'm a very observant person. I'm a very observant woman. You watch that. When a person say something to you more than one time, you watch that. Because if a person can get to your mind, see, let me tell you what the devil do. The devil always want to target your mind. The devil always want to target your mind. The devil always want to target your mind. And the devil likes to target your heart too. So be careful who you give your heart to. Be careful who you give your heart to. Because if you give your heart out and he can get your heart, he gonna get your mind. So be careful who you give your heart to. Watch your mind. Secure your mind. Take care of your mind. So when somebody come talking to you, watch and listen when people talk to you. So I'm a talker myself, but I'm always listening. So watch when people talk to you. Watch what they say to you. And sometimes you got to learn how to shut them down. Because you're not going to let nobody get that close to your mind to have you popping a lot of pills or have you on the 10th floor or have you in Brentwood. So shut them down. Learn to shut them down. Shut them down. I had to learn how to shut people down because they was trying to get in my mind. And my mind means a whole lot to me that God has given me. So I got to learn how to secure this mind. Y'all got to learn how to secure y'all minds. And y'all got to learn how to secure your heart. And when somebody closed the door on you, I like what T.D. Jakes said. Said when somebody can walk out of your life, let them walk. When somebody walk out of your life, let them walk. When somebody walk out of your life, let them walk. Don't you ask no questions. Don't you beg them. Let them walk. Let them go. That's what I'm saying. So many people have walked out of my life. And I allowed them to let them walk. I didn't beg them. I didn't plead with them. I wasn't stretching. I might have shed some tears. It might have hurted me here because a lot of times we give our hearts. But now I protect my heart and I protect my mind. So if somebody walk away from me, I am going to let them walk. I don't care about what they say. I don't care about what they talk about. It does not matter to me. I'm going to let you go. Because my mind and my heart is more important to me. I mean something. We got to understand that we mean something. I mean something. If I don't mean nothing to you, I mean something to God. I mean something to myself. So you go. You go. And God knows, y'all, I mean it. You go. You get away from me. Because my thing of it is I'm not going to let you tear me down. And a lot of people, that's what they want to do. Bullies wants to tear you down. A bully want to destroy you. Because see, a bully is never satisfied. A bully is a devil. The devil is never satisfied. The devil is never happy. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's the devil. So when you see a bully, you let that bully ride. You let that bully go. See you and won't want to be you. You go. And you know what? I learned that at a very young age. I had to raise my kids, Ty, Jamaica, and Jamirical. And I struggled with them, but I raised them though. And I was a mother. not the other word. I was a mother, and I raised my kids. I hung in there with my kids. But I had to be courageous and have confidence in the Lord. And I let anything that was trying to detach themselves to me or to destroy me, I let it walk. You get out of the way from me. And if they didn't walk away from me, I walked away from them. I let them go. And I took care of my kids. Yeah, I might have had to work 3 jobs or whatever I had to do, but I did it, and I kept them together. I didn't have to work no pole either. I didn't get on no stripper pole. I didn't do all that crazy mess. I worked. I didn't manipulate no man. I didn't try to deceive no man. I worked. And even to this day, I still work. I didn't care about working minimum wage jobs. I did whatever it took for me to take care of my kids and keep a roof over their heads. And yes, I might be a mother hen about my children, but I sacrifice for them. That's what good mothers do. That's why I can respect any mother when it comes down to their kids. Because a mother gonna be a mother hen. And it does not matter how old they get. Now I believe in chastising them and telling them what's right and what's wrong. But you got some bullies out here. You got bullies. And they'll bully you down. They'll zap everything from you if you don't watch them. You got to learn how to be smart. You got to learn how to use that brilliant mind that God has given you. And you don't let no bully come and take everything away from you. You don't do that. When they think that they done took everything from you, that's when you still got that one in the side pocket. You still got a number in your side pocket. But you always let a bully walk. You get away from a bully. Amen. Amen. Praise God. All right then, y'all. This message was about bullies. Because you got bullies everywhere. You got bullies they bullying the children, but bullies is also bullying grown people too. And people are being silent about it because they don't know what to do about it. I just told you what to do. Now you can take heed to the warning sign, or you can continue to let them bully you and zap the life out of you, and I guarantee you, you'll be down there 6 foot under. It's too many people that died. They done died out too soon because they let somebody stress them out. They took blood pressure pills. They was on sugar diabetes. See, fluid started building up. They started getting sick because of a person bullying them and treating them wrong and being abusing them emotionally, mentally. See, all physically. Even physical abuse is still a bully because that's a man hitting you and going on, or a woman hitting you and going on. See, that's still a bully. And they know how to lie. When somebody lying to you, that ain't good. When somebody manipulating you, that's not good. That's not good. That's not of God. When somebody deceiving you, that's not good. That's not of God. But what goes around, you mark my words. What goes around, I always have a way. It's going around. And I always have a way coming back around. So you better be careful of how you treat God's people. Amen. Amen.